Welcome to this LEX 18 Digital Conversation. I'm Davidson. December 1st is the day the world pauses to recognize the strides made in the battle against HIV. For the past 31 years, World AIDS Day, as it's now known, focuses on awareness, remembering, and celebrating the lives of those facing this disease. Joining me now to discuss World AIDS Day and the celebration activities planned for here in Lexington, Rebecca Henderson and Whit Whitaker, both from the Lyric Theater.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Lots to celebrate.
Oh yeah,
Lots
definitely.
to celebrate. Let's kind of take everybody back to 1988 when we first put a label or a name on this celebration. What are some of the strides that we've made? What are some of the good things that have sort of happened in the 30 years since?
Well, I think definitely nowadays being diagnosed with HIV or AIDS is not a death sentence as it was in the 80s. And I also think that the stigma surrounding it has kind of gotten a little bit better. It's not necessarily the gay man's disease anymore. It can affect anyone and everyone. So.
And even the name itself, because originally it was World Health Day, by the World Health Organization in 1995, was changed to World AIDS Day. So even going from that to actually acknowledging it with the title, and then of course after that, other countries, that's when they started participating. So.
Do you think we're becoming more comfortable with the discussion of it? I mean, Princess Diana, she was a valiant person who battled and fought for people to understand that you can touch, you can hug, you can be close to individuals, and it's not something that's going to jump on you. Do you think we're getting better at that now?
I think we are slowly and gradually getting better. You know, me growing up in the inner city, I know there's still a lot of stigma there. There's still a lot of misinformation and disinformation about the disease. So there are going to always be those pockets who still have some reticence or fear about what to expect because they aren't educated and don't know what to expect with AIDS and HIV.
Well, then let's talk a little bit about that. This is something that everyone, gay, bi, heterosexual, should go and get themselves tested just to know, right?
Yes.
And it's an easy test to have done, right?
We'll actually be doing free testing at the Lyric for our World AIDS Day celebration.
Is it a spit sample, blood sample? What are you going to do?
I thought it was a blood sample, and of course with the big keys, education and treatment. Nowadays, they have solutions, PrEP, what they call, which pre-exposure prophylaxis, and basically it's people who are high risk with AIDS, HIV. They take these medicines to prolong the spread of AIDS and HIV. There's also Truvada, which is a nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitor, and basically that's an antiviral drug when compared with other antivirals. Have prolonged the spread of AIDS.
But do they make people sick? I mean, are the side effects really dramatic, or have we gotten better with that too?
They've gotten better. There are, obviously some side effects, and depending on what other medications you're taking, it could have some interactions with that, depending on the person's, age or how far along they are with the disease. So, there are going to always be some side effects, but I think. The bigger picture is, getting healthy, getting the solution to prolong your life, and just, talking with your physician about the possibilities.
Because Magic Johnson, we were talking about that, he's robust, he's healthy looking, and he's lived with it for 30 years.
Exactly.
So there is that hope. You can look to him and others if you're currently in that particular situation. Let's talk about some of the celebration activities that are going to be happening around, because Lexington is being recognized now as one of the most, or one of the top 5 most open cities towards LGBTQ community, AIDS and HIV, those who are living with those.
Yeah, so a celebration of life is something that we've been doing for 3 years now. We do partner with Bluegrass Black Pride. They are our other presenting organization for this celebration. And it's just, we have testimonials from people who are living with AIDS, and we try to find people from all forms of life. We have
Cultures.
yeah, we have a mom who's coming in who is living with it. She has kids, different cultures, as you said, and in between those testimonials, we'll have performances. So a few people, we have a few.
Angelina Hughley.
Yeah, we have a
Seth
few
Williams.
drag queens who perform earlier in the year
Yes.
at
We're just gonna call
Reflections, a
them
drag
queens.
show.
Yes,
So,
You can get great makeup tips.
Yes, exactly.
Helena Handbasket is actually one of the hosts.
Okay.
And you know, we have a bunch of different sponsors. AVOL is doing the testing. Gilead Sciences, University of Kentucky LGBTQ Resources is also going to be there as well.
Wonderful. What are some of the things that you think make Lexington such a warm and welcoming and open city, especially to those who are faced with what can sometimes feel like a very lonely spot to be in? Be you gay, or be you HIV or AIDS, or somewhere in the middle of both of those?
I think education, heightened awareness, and I think just over the years people have become more empathetic to the cause. I also think, you know, speaking as a performing artist, from the artist side, because Lexington has grown to become an increasingly vibrant arts mecca, and a lot of performers in the arts, you know, happen to be, you know, gay, and I think we have that that brotherhood and sisterhood to lean on. So
We think about Rock Hudson.
yes, exactly.
You know, that was, I think, the very first familiar name, that the world sort of had to sit up and recognize. This is a gay man who
was a very handsome
who was a
man.
who was a very handsome man, who
Yeah.
was a sex object for millions of women and men.
Yes.
And yet, this disease does not discriminate.
No, it doesn't.
It does not discriminate. Tell me, the lyric, not moving too far away from World AIDS Day, but the lyric has seen a resurgence. It has become a renewed mecca, because it's not a new mecca, it's a renewed mecca of cultural arts in the city. How does that make you feel as an artist, to know that this historical venue is now seeing its rebirth, and it's becoming really, I mean, people, when they're talking about theater arts, they're talking about the lyric.
Yeah. Makes me feel great, first of all, you know, because I've been executive director since August 5th, and being a performing artist and being blessed to lead this organization with wonderful people like Rebecca, Tim, and Trish, and others who work there. I think it's wonderful. It's a wonderful resurgence, you know, to try to dream and think about like the old black and white movies when you watch the Harlem Renaissance, and thinking how we can recapture some of that that glory of the golden age of the lyrics. So I'm happy to be here, and I'm hoping we can continue to move forward and put the lyric on the map, not only in Kentucky but outside in other countries.
Indeed. Some of the upcoming events that you can forward promote at the Lyric, especially leading into the holiday season?
Yes. One thing that I'm working on very diligently right now is our community holiday event called Miracle on 3rd Street.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be stations where you can make your own ornaments, help decorate the Lyric tree. We just kind of want to further the sense of community at the Lyric. And Santa's going to be there. So, and there's going to be a grand arrival planned with someone else helping in the Lexington community. So it's going to be really fun.
Great.
And yeah, that's December 5th from 6 to 9 p.m.
And you're seeing in that community, there's been a lot of booming businesses. Martine's is there. We've got a new donut spot that's going to be coming there.
I'm so excited
There,
for that.
I know. There are a lot of businesses that are starting to pop up. Are you seeing that the community is coming out and feeling more connected?
I think so. One of my goals when I started was to reconnect with the East End, to bridge that gap, because there was some tension, and a lot of it's perception. They see, whites coming to the East End to programs and they feel left out. So I've been walking through the communities, handing out flyers, talking to people on their porches, going to association meetings. So people are feeling the connection. So I think they're really excited. We even had a business forum meeting with the businesses in East End at the Lyric, so the businesses themselves can get to know each other and to see what the Lyric has to offer, and so we can try to increase partnerships within the community.
Are you also talking about World AIDS Day when you're going door to door? Because frankly, in
Yes.
the Black community, anything that's
Right.
health related, we become a little bit like what's going on here?
Yes.
How are you helping our community to understand that it's safe and it's okay, and these programs are out here that can help save your life, prolong your life?
What I've been telling them, because I've had some, some
Blowback a little bit. Yeah, sure.
But I've been telling, it's not a death sentence. This program is a celebration of life. I mean, and we have wonderful musicians there. I mean, if you come for the music alone, I mean,
That's going to uplift your
yes,
spirit. Yes.
Exactly. And we can't bury our heads in the sand, because if we keep doing that, like I said, it's a disproportionate disease. African Americans in Kentucky are 9%. But 33% of the AIDS, HIV cases are attributed to us. So we can't be silent. We have to come forward. We have to talk to people who are dealing with the disease and go to the physicians and become more educated.
And women are now being able to still give birth to their children who are healthy.
Which is, yes.
But you got to get that treatment going so that it's not transferred to your baby.
You have to make that first step.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then with men, we need to remind them, we were talking about Arthur Ashe.
Yes.
It was not something, other than he got bad blood in an IV transfusion. So it's not something to stigmatize.
Yeah, and Magic Johnson, who's, this athletic
Sure.
icon that everyone loved, so it's, it's particularly can be difficult for men because ego and men
Don't want to be vulnerable.
Right,
Right,
exactly.
right.
Don't want anyone to think you're gay or anything like that. But, you have to put all that aside.
But if you are, that's okay.
Exactly.
You have to be authentic. And you have to
Exactly.
be true to yourself.
Exactly.
So you can save your life, so that you can live long and be able to contribute to our community. Well,
right.
guys, thank you so very much for joining us. And thank you so much for watching this LAX18 Digital Conversation. For more, log on to LAX18.com. Until next time, I'm Dia Davidson.